Hello everybody. This lecture will be the extension of the last lecture where we had discussed about the base biased amplifier and voltage divider bias amplifiers in the light of their AC equivalent circuit. That means how to draw their AC equivalent circuit with respect to pi model or T model. So in the last lecture we have seen how to draw and analyze the base bias circuit with respect to the pi model. So in this lecture first we will see how to draw the AC equivalent circuit of this VDB amplifier, that means voltage divider biased transistor amplifier, and their AC equivalent circuit using pi model. So let us see how to draw this. Let us divide this as usual for base bias circuit. Let us divide this circuit into two loops. One is input circuit or input loop comprising this area VCC R1 and R2, the voltage divider area, voltage divider part, and the output area, that is RC, RL, and this RE comprising this area. So but RE is common to both input and output. So for the time being we are considering this as the input side and RC, RL as the output side, excluding this RE. So now just take the note for the different circuit elements and the sources present at the input loop and the output loop, and let us start drawing the AC equivalent circuit with the help of in light of pi model. So let us first try to draw the AC equivalent circuit for the input side, that means R1, R2 and VCC, and along with the input source we will be connecting the input source V in with this input part of the circuit. So let us first draw V in as the input, and since it is pi model, so everything will be in parallel to this V in, that means R1, R2. But you know, for drawing the AC equivalent circuit, VCC is a constant DC source, so this should be treated as a short. So this will not be included in the drawing of AC equivalent circuit. So here will be two parallel resistances only parallel to this V in, R1 and R2, and you know from the pi model that the base emitter junction of the input circuit is represented by a resistance, that is AC emitter resistance, you know, that is termed represented by RE dashed, and so this will be represented by a resistance of value beta, which is AC beta RE dashed. So this is the input side of this voltage divider biased amplifier, and you can see it resembles the pi structure. So it is drawn in the light of pi model. Now let us draw the output part, the circuit of the output part. It is the collector base junction is represented by a constant current source, you know, of value IC. So this is a constant current source of value IC, and parallel to that RC and RL will be present, the two resistances parallel to it. So this is RC and this is RL. So it also, the output circuit is also resembling the pi structure. So we can say that as a whole this is the AC equivalent circuit with respect to pi model of voltage divider bias transistor amplifier, where this side is representing the input circuit, this portion, this block, and this block will be representing the output circuit of this given diagram. So now let us this is the representation. Now let us analyze. The analysis is the same as the base biased amplifier. All the capacitors, that is this one capacitor is this one, that is the load coupling, and another is source coupling capacitor, the two coupling capacitors, and also the AC bypass capacitor. All the capacitors, you know, should be shorted for representing AC equivalent circuit, and the DC supply point, which is plus VCC in this case, it is that it should become shorted to ground. You are now familiar from the last lecture that any DC supply should be shorted to represented as shorted to AC ground, because in AC the functionality of them is not counted, because they are delivering constant power, or it is a constant source, so their functionality will not be counted in case of AC representation, AC equivalent representation. And the transistor has been replaced by the pi model, and this part is the transistor part. This is the first junction, base emitter, and this is the second junction, collector base. So this is the representation of the transistor, and along this all the associated resistances and the input source are shown in this representation of AC equivalent circuit of this given circuit, given amplifier. In the base circuit, you can see that the AC input voltage is appearing across the R1 parallel with R2, also parallel with the representation of base emitter junction beta Re dash in the collector circuit or the output circuit. The collector base junction is represented as a current source which is delivering a current IC, which is constant current, through RC parallel with RL. So in the output side it is represented as a constant current source. So this is the representation of voltage divider amplifier using the pi model, and this beta Re dash, it has been represented as input impedance of base of the transistor amplifier. This is Zin base, which is beta Re dash here. So this is the representation of transistor over here. So now the two types discussed by myself about this VDB amplifier and base biased amplifier in the last lecture. These are the examples of common emitter amplifier. All are represented in common emitter mode here, and you know that a common emitter amplifier can be recognized immediately because its emitter is at AC ground. For AC equivalent circuit, its speciality is its emitter is at AC ground, and with common emitter amplifier, the AC signal is coupled into base and the amplified signal appears at the collector. That means the input is given between base and emitter, and output is taken out from collector and emitter. There are two other basic transistor amplifiers are also possible in common base mode and common collector mode. You know already. The common base amplifier has its base at AC ground, and for common collector amplifier, obviously its collector should be at AC ground. They are useful in some applications, although, but they are not as popular as common emitter amplifier, and so the common emitter amplifier will be discussed more in details in all applications in future, and also till now what we have discussed on BJT, the preference or the stress is given more to the discussion on common emitter amplifier applications. But in spite of all this, in the foregoing method which I have discussed for working with all the amplifiers, whether it is in common emitter, common base or common collector, the generalized steps I will be summarized once again before I conclude this topic. So you can for any amplifier, for its analysis part, whether it is in DC or AC, let us first get the main circuit diagram like this one, and then you start the analysis by drawing first the DC equivalent circuit. So first you need to draw the DC equivalent circuit, and you know how to draw that, which are the sources, which are the components that should be made open or short accordingly. They should be drawn. That means DC equivalent circuit means no AC source will be present with the circuit, and all the capacitors should be acted as open circuit. So and from there you can calculate the Q point and everything. and also the stability factor. So DC equivalent circuit is the first step for analysis of transistor amplifier. So now I am summarizing. So summary of analysis of transistor amplifier. So first the step is you need to find out the DC equivalent circuit. Now after calculating, then calculate the DC voltages and currents. Then what you will have to do, you have to analyze the DC equivalent circuit. DC analysis. So from there you can get the what is DC analysis, that is you can how to draw the load line from there, how to fix up the location of the Q point, and from there how to fix up the values of the quiescent values of input voltages and currents, output voltages and currents, everything from there. And then you need to move on to the AC equivalent circuit part of the same circuit. The AC equivalence is you have to draw the AC equivalent circuit, but before that you need to calculate something and introduce some changes in the given circuit. That is your fourth step will be to short all coupling and bypass capacitor. Shorting of all capacitors, whether it is connected in coupling case or it is connected in bypass case. So you need to make short all the capacitors. Then the number 5, step 5 is you need to visualize all DC supply voltages as AC grounds. So visualize all DC supply voltages at AC as shorted to AC ground. I have told you, I have explained to you in the earlier lecture also. And then the step number 6 is you need to replace the transistor now. Replace the transistor now with its either pi or T model, with pi or T model, whatever, because for AC analysis you need to do that to get the pi or T model instead of the transistor itself. And finally, when all these things are in hand with you, then you need to draw the drawing of AC equivalent circuit. AC equivalent circuit. Now what is the intention for us? If we are having all these things ready in our hand, that means the DC equivalent circuit and the AC equivalent circuit for any given transistor amplifier, from here our intention is, motive is why we should draw this, all we should do all these things. That is, the motive is, it is to calculate the voltage gain, input impedance and other characteristics. Voltage gain, input impedance and other characteristics of transistor amplifiers. So that means you need to make everything about the transistor amplifier open in front of you. Its different properties, its different characteristic values can be calculated from once you are having in your hand the DC and AC equivalent circuit of that particular transistor amplifier. So this is our intention, why we should be doing all these things. Okay. So in the next part of this lecture, I will be discussing with you about some certain things, the voltage amplification, because we have seen here that the all these things need to be done mainly because of calculation of voltage gain. Now so let us see how the transistor can work as a voltage amplifier and how to calculate the voltage gain using these concepts which we have acquired till now in the last lecture and this lecture as well. So once again, continuing with the discussion of common emitter amplifiers, uh, I will be going to show you how to calculate the voltage gain and the AC voltages from the corresponding given circuit values, and you can measure the AC voltages to see whether they are in reasonable agreement with the different given theoretical values from different numerical problems also. So let us start with some simple discussions. To calculate the voltage gain, let us take an example of common emitter amplifier in voltage divider biasing condition. So the same circuit once again is taken, this circuit. I am drawing this circuit. So this is the input source. You can understand this is V in, these two are coupling capacitor, this is a bypass capacitor, R1, R2, VCC, all this making the voltage divider bias to this amplifier. This is RC and this is load resistance RL and this is RE. You are now familiar very much with this circuit. So the voltage gain, as per the definition, you know the definition of voltage gain. I have discussed with you about this in the initial parts of the discussion on BJT. The voltage gain was defined as AC output voltage divided by AC input voltage. So voltage gain, we can say it is AC output voltage. Why AC output voltage? Because in this case we have applied the AC input voltage. So with respect to this is AC input voltage, we will want to see how much the output will come, and if we make the ratio of the two, AC output and AC input of the voltage, we should be getting the voltage gain. Now with this definition we can derive another equation for voltage gain which should be useful for us for various purpose. So now let us derive the voltage gain from the. So this is the AC equivalent circuit. We need to find the voltage gain from here. This is AC equivalent circuit, and obviously you can understand that this is the pi model and you know how to draw it. This is the voltage source V in applied over here parallel. There are two resistances R1, R2. IB is flowing as the input current into this transistor, and this is the area of the transistor. That means the representation of the transistor, base emitter junction with beta RE dash and by collector base junction with current source IC, and RC and RL is accordingly at the output, and across the RL the voltage that is being measured is V out. So from here voltage gain we should be saying that it is V out by V in. So this is nothing but the voltage gain to be represented, and we need to find out from here, from the given parameters or the different values of the components. Now the AC base current is IB here, which is flowing through the input impedance of the base, which is beta RE dash. You know what is beta RE dash? Beta RE dash is nothing but input impedance of base, that means Z in base. So using Ohm's law we can write V in, that is equal to IB beta RE dashed, because you can understand from this equivalent circuit this V in is equal to current into this resistance of the input resistance of the, or input impedance of the transistor amplifier or the transistor itself. So using Ohm's law, V in should be equal to, this is the input voltage, that is equal to input current into the input base resistance beta RE dashed. So this is one equation. Next, in the collector circuit or in the output circuit, you can see that the current source delivers an AC current IC through the parallel connection of RC and RL. From the equivalent circuit you can see. So therefore the AC output voltage V out will be how much? This is by once again by Ohm's law. Ohm's law. The current is current into resistance. The current is IC and the resistance is parallel combination of RC and RL. So IC into parallel combination of RC and RL. Now what is IC? You know from its relation with IB, that is beta IB. From IC we can write beta IB. Beta is AC beta, not DC beta here, because we are considering the AC and equivalent circuit. So the beta should be AC beta. So beta IB into RC parallel RL. Now we can divide V out by V in to get the voltage gain AV. Suppose it is denoted by AV, the voltage gain, which is how much here? V out by V in. So that is beta IB into RC parallel RL and divided by IB beta RE dashed. Okay, so this is nothing but the voltage gain AB. Just we have substituted the expressions from V out and V in terms of beta IB IC RE dashed RC RL. Now if we simplify this expression, IB cancels out, beta cancels out. In the numerator it is RC parallel RL divided by small re dashed. So we can say that the voltage gain depends on the two output collector circuit resistances RC and RL, that is also the load is involved over here, and it also depends on the AC emitter resistance of the input circuit or the base circuit of the C mode transistor amplifier. Now if we want to draw the AC equivalent circuit using the T model, we can also draw that. So let us learn how to draw the AC equivalent circuit in the light of using the T model. So here I am drawing the circuit. This is V in. First you draw that. This is V in, the input source, and obviously in parallel to it two resistances R1 and R2 are connected. This is the same, and the transistor is represented by a T, where the base emitter junction is represented by RE dashed, the emitter resistance, AC emitter resistance, through it the current that is being flown, which is IE, AC emitter current, and the other junction at the other part of the T will be represented by a current source of value IC. So this is the portion of the representation of the transistor, and it resembles the English letter, alphabet T, which is one arm of the T is this one represented by IC, another arm is represented by RE dashed, and this is the middle arm of the T. So this resembles T. So this is the T model of the transistor. Transistor is represented by this T model, and this will be connected with RC first and RL first, two parallel resistances, RC first then RL, and across the RL we should be measuring the output voltage V out. So this is the nothing but the representation of transistor amplifiers is AC equivalent circuit using T model, AC equivalent circuit. So now let us find the another thing. So remember this formula, you can remember this formula to find the voltage gain of a transistor amplifier using the AC equivalent circuit. Now let us find how to calculate, let us see how to calculate the AC collector resistance. AC collector resistance. So if we now consider once again the AC equivalent circuit using the pi model, the total AC load resistance that is being seen by the collector is the parallel combination of RC and RL. We have seen that this is nothing but what? The total AC load resistance. This is total AC load resistance seen from collector terminal. If we see from the collector terminal, then the total AC load resistance will be this much, RC parallel RL. Now this total resistance is called the AC collector resistance. This total resistance is called AC collector resistance, and it is represented by a symbol RC. So RC is nothing but capital RC, small rc. It is represented by small rc, which is nothing but capital RC parallel with RL. So this is another formula. So remember this, how to represent the AC collector resistance. Now we can rewrite the previous equation, that is of voltage gain, with the help of this formula of AC collector resistance. So voltage gain AV is equal to small rc by small re dashed. So this is another formula of representation of voltage gain of transistor amplifier using AC equivalent circuit in terms of AC collector resistance and AC emitter resistance. So from here, in words, we can say that the voltage gain of a transistor amplifier equals the AC collector resistance divided by AC resistance of emitter diode. That means it is the ratio of AC collector resistance and AC resistance of emitter diode, which is Re dashed. Re dashed is what? AC resistance of emitter diode, that means emitter base junction, JEB, this one. So now let us see how these expressions can be derived using the T model. We have till now discussed about the pi model and seen how to derive all this. So let us see, either transistor model will give you the same result, obviously. So later on we will be using the T model also when analyzing the other type of amplifiers. So let us derive now the equation for voltage gain using the T model. So this is the representation of T model. I have already shown to you here, and it shows the AC equivalent circuit using the T model of transistor amplifier. The input voltage Vin appears across Re dashed, that is the AC resistance of emitter diode or base emitter junction, JEB, and with the Ohm's law we can once again write. So using what we are doing, using T model, what is going to be derived? The voltage gain. So voltage gain we need to find using T model. So let us first write the equation using Ohm's law. Vin equal to IE Re dashed. In the collector circuit, the current source delivers an AC current IC through the AC collector resistance. So the AC output voltage V out will be how much? How much this V out will be measured? IC delivered to RC parallel RL, and RC parallel RL you have seen already, it is AC collector resistance RC. So we can say that this IC will be delivered to RC. So V out will be using Ohm's law, the same Ohm's law. V out can be written as IC AC collector current multiplied by RC, which is AC collector resistance. Now if we divide V out by V in, we should be getting AV, that is the voltage gain, and this should be ICRC, all in small letters, divided by IE Re dashed. Okay, so if now since we know that IE is approximately IC for a transistor in general, because IB will be very, very small, and so we can simplify this equation considering this factor. AV is equal to RC by Re dashed. So this is the expression of voltage gain of transistor amplifier in common emitter mode using the T model. So you can see this expression resembles the same for the expression which we have got using the pi model. So the same equation is derived using both the models for voltage gain, and it applies to all common emitter amplifiers because all those amplifiers have an AC collector resistance RC and an emitter diode with an AC resistance of RE dashed. So this is all about how to calculate the voltage gain for these amplifiers. Now let us see some examples, simple examples, numericals to calculate all this. Suppose a circuit is given like this. So in this numerical, suppose this is problem 1. We will see how to solve this circuit for voltage gain. You need to find the voltage gain and the output voltage across the load resistor. That means this V out you need to collect, and also you need to calculate, and also the value of AV from this circuit. This is, you can understand from the diagram, it is the common emitter amplifier using VDB bias, voltage divider bias. So now let us first see how we should be approaching to solve this. And for you need to have different steps, need to get the different steps to solve this problem. So let us first solve to find the value of IE. IE is required over here, that is the DC emitter current. So first how to solve that? Using this input circuit VCC and R1 R2, you can calculate the unloaded output voltage. That means when the load is not connected at the output, the unloaded output voltage you may calculate first, and that is provided by this voltage divider circuit, and the value at the base value of this voltage will be represented by VBB, which is the base bias voltage which is provided by these two resistances and VCC, and this may be calculated by, you can understand, R2 by R1 plus R2. VBB is R2 by R1 plus R2 into VCC. Now put all the values. What is R2? R2 is 2.2K. 2.2K divided by R1 plus R2, 10 plus 2.2K, this much, into what is VCC, into 10. So 2.2K divided by 10 plus 2.2K into 10. So if we calculate this, you may get how much? You may get VBB as that is base bias voltage as 1.8 volt. Now in the next step, you can see from the diagram that if we want to find the DC emitter voltage, DC emitter terminal voltage rather, represented by VE, capital VE, that should be this voltage, which is VBB, that is base bias voltage, minus VBE, which is the base emitter voltage, 0.7 volt for a silicon junction. So that means it is 1.8 minus 0.7, and you will get this as 1.1 volt. So if this is VE, then how much will be IE using Ohm's law? You can calculate using Ohm's law, that is VE divided by RE, and that is 1.1 by 1 kilo ohm. So this is the value of IE, and it should come as 1.1 milliampere. So now we have IE in our hand. Now once IE is there, so now once IE is available in our hand, now we should be calculating AC emitter resistance, that means AC resistance of emitter diode, that is emitter base junction. AC resistance of emitter diode represented by, denoted by Re dashed, which is, the formula is, I have discussed with you in the last lecture, 25 millivolt divided by IE. This formula was useful. This is quite an useful formula. I have discussed about this formula. So this is 25 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 1.1. IE is how much? 1.1 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this should come out as 25 millivolt by 1.5 milliampere, 22.7 ohm it should come. So this is the value of the AC resistance of emitter diode. Now in the given circuit, you can see that the voltage gain we have derived a little while earlier, how to find the voltage gain, the formula of it, and the output voltage across it. We need to first find the AC collector resistance, because in the gain formula it is RC by Re dashed. Now we have already calculated Re dashed, so AC collector resistance will be how much? RC equal to capital RC parallel with capital RL, that is put the value 3.6K parallel with 10K, and this is 2.65 kilo ohm. So this is AC collector resistance. Now once you are having these two values, RC and Re dashed, in your hand, so you can calculate the voltage gain AV. The voltage gain is given by, as per the formula we have derived a little while earlier, RC divided by Re dashed, which is 2.65 K divided by 22.7 ohm, and you will get this value as something around 117. So this is our voltage gain for this circuit, for this given circuit, and the output voltage V out, we need to calculate that, is, for the formula I have discussed with you, this formula in some of earlier lectures, voltage gain AV into input voltage V in, because the voltage gain is voltage out by voltage in. So output voltage should be 107 into, what is the V in given to your problem? It is 2 millivolt. So you should get, the voltage gain is ratio, so it will not be having any unit. So this result will be 234 millivolts. So this will be the output voltage. So if you apply, so you can see now, if you analyze this circuit, if you apply an input voltage of peak amplitude 2 millivolt, you can get an output voltage of peak amplitude 234 millivolt. So obviously quite a few large times the input voltage is being amplified by this transistor amplifier. So we can say the given circuit is working as a common emitter mode transistor amplifier. And probably now you have understood that why the transistor as a device can be used as an amplifier, why the transistor, or how the transistor can be called an amplification device, such a solid state electronic device which can amplify signal. So this is, with this example, this is the best proof how we, about which we can establish that yes, transistor is such a solid state device which can amplify signals, AC signals at the input. So this is all about, I had to discuss with you the AC equivalence and analysis of transistor amplifiers.